All right. Hello, everyone. How's it going? We are going to get started. Thank you all so much for being here today. Welcome to the sixth commencement ceremony of Offsite. We deeply appreciate your presence. Offsite was conceived with the goal of revolutionizing design education, giving it the necessary jolt to evolve. Our strategy with Offsite, right from the inception, has been centered around you, the student. What we've collectively created is indeed remarkable, and today we gather to celebrate you, the students, our wonderful mentors, the instructors, the Offsite team, and all of those who have been with us from the very start. Today marks the culmination of weeks of hard work, but also signifies the beginning of an exciting new journey for some of you. As you venture forth into the world of design, remember that you're part of a diverse and supportive community of fellow designers who will be there to cheer you on, collaborate with you, and challenge you to push the boundaries of your creativity. So now let's get things started. For those who are new to us and unfamiliar with Offsite, I'll give you a little context of who we are. Offsite is an innovative education program developed by Advanced Design with the aim to revolutionize design education. Offsite was conceived to convert industry requirements into course materials delivered by leaders within the design industry. Our goal is to equip you with the necessary skills to excel in your career and provide the mentorship to guide you throughout your journey. This is our method to fill the void between what students need and the dynamic nature of the industry they're preparing to enter. After successfully running Offsite for 3 years and 6 cohorts, here's an insight glimpse of what Offsite truly represents. We offer 2 distinct tracks, with the first one being Core Number 1. Core Number 1 is a 12-week program aimed at developing foundational skills to enter the field of industrial design. Core Number 1 caters to anyone who's aspiring to transition into industrial design, regardless of whether they're recent high school graduates or experienced professionals seeking a career change. Throughout the courses that we offer, methodologies, design discourse, sketching, and digital tools, we aim to help our students develop a solid foundation of industrial design, preparing them for the next stage of their journey in this field. Students will acquire the essential skills needed to start sketching, grasp the foundational and fundamental concepts of industrial design, understand basic design methodologies, and explore a variety of design tools for creation so that they can gain a profound understanding of the design process. Our second track, Core Number 2, it is designed for individuals with an industrial design background, ranging from newcomers to seasoned professionals who are looking to learn up-to-date skills for their careers. This 12-week program, led by 6 industry leaders and complemented by an exclusive mentorship program, focuses on teaching students skills related to design within business, sketching for communication, product visualization, professional self-presentation, and design for manufacturing. Upon completion of the 12 weeks of instruction, students will be prepared to tackle their next career steps, be it securing their first internship or landing a new job. Additionally, we also provide a la carte courses called electives. Electives are a 12-week standalone courses designed to complement your core education and delve deeper into specific areas of specialization. We recently completed our last batch of elective courses, which included CMF, from forecasting to finishes, form, falls experience, and breaking in, a portfolio-specific course. We're thrilled to expand our electives, bringing in more designers to transform sought-after design topics into comprehensive courses for our students to gain from. So let's initiate this commencement. You'll now hear from some of our wonderful instructors who will discuss the key takeaways you as an Offsite student should carry forward into your future endeavors. So the first instructor I'd like to ask to come forward is Jack Marple, who co-teaches our visualization course. So Jack, if you're there, you have the floor.
Awesome. Thanks, Hector. So yeah, I'm Jack. I'm teaching cohort 2 with talented co-professor Tyler Anderson. First off, congratulations for making it through Offsite. This is an amazing achievement. I know that it's not an easy task to kind of to make this move and invest in yourself, and so hats off to everyone for making it through this program. So yeah, I want to talk about expectations in industry just a little bit. So you guys are all you've gone through the program, you're now equipped with these new skills, and you're able to now continue your education and your experience as you go out into the world and try to engage in the industry if you haven't already. So a couple of things that I just want to leave with you to remember for as you kind of embark on this journey is that, and this is something that Tyler always says, is that you just got to be useful. So being useful is the number one thing that you can do as a junior industrial designer when you're in a role in a studio or in an internal team or whatever. Being able to be useful, be helpful, to be hungry that you want to learn, you want to grow, and you want to help out the people around you. So with that, I would be dropping the ego. You can be a good designer, and you don't have to be an asshole. That's just that is a fact of life, and it just doesn't have to happen. So yeah, drop your ego. Try to learn from people, learn from everyone around you. And I'd say with that, remember where you came from. Remember that you didn't necessarily always have these skills, but that there were people along your way that your peers and your mentors, your teachers that have helped you get to the place that you are. And those peers and mentors and everything, they're not looking for any repayment or anything like that. But I think that another thing you can do is just pay it forward as you engage in the industry, as you grow and experience. Reach down and lift those up that are coming behind you. Give them a helping hand and some advice and guidance as they're embarking on their journey. It's a small design world out there. Word travels fast, so if you do good, you'll gain a lot of respect in the community, and I think that's a really good thing to strive for to help build our small community. It's a competitive field, but you guys have the tools that you need to be able to go out and excel and really do what you need to do to excel in this field. So I'll just leave you with work hard and be kind, and I think everything will work out for you guys.
Thank you so much, Jack. Really appreciate that. We are then going to give the microphone over to our next instructor. So Kelly, you have.
Yeah, thanks, Jack. Super wise words. I was nodding along with all of them because I fully agree. For those of you who don't know me already, my name is Kelly Custer, and I teach the real world sketching course. And to echo what Jack was saying about paying it forward, I want to first off give a big thank you to all of the mentors and the guest speakers at Offsite who did just that. I feel like it's just so generous of them to share their time and expertise to better our design community. And you can really see that pay off in the students and how much they can learn so quickly. So thanks to all of you who are on the call. And congratulations to all of our students. You've made it through a very, very grueling program. that might be an understatement. And this is a really huge achievement. So congrats to you. I do have one last little mini lesson to leave you with. So I was thinking about this, and I remember when I was in your shoes, and I see it echoed in the things I hear you all say. But it can seem super overwhelming and intimidating when you look around at the design industry you're trying to play in, right? Maybe it seems quite crowded already, or you feel like a bit of an imposter. And maybe like when you're scrolling through job postings, you see a good one, but then you think to yourself, why would someone pick me? You know, I'm sure there's lots of other better designers out there. Or maybe when you see someone doing what you dream of doing someday, you might think, well, sure, they pulled it off, but maybe I won't be so lucky. And here's the thing with all of that. If you study the people who get those dream jobs and who are doing the dreamy things, I know because I have studied them, they're not that much different from you, okay? In fact, they might be less qualified than you, but they're better at believing in themselves. And I don't mean to be cheesy, but they are. They're more confident. They believe in themselves. They put themselves in those situations to seize those opportunities. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to kind of flip the script and ask yourself, why not me? Seriously, why not you? Okay, you seem awfully qualified to me. You just have to believe it and keep putting in the work. So as you chase after what you want, my advice is get out of your own way and remember to think, why not me? Okay. So thank you for your commitment to Offsite. It was a true pleasure to work with you, and I can't wait to see where you go from here.
That's very powerful. Thank you so much, Kelly, for sharing those thoughts and insights. I'm going to have our next instructor, Spencer, give some of his words to our graduating students.
Thanks, Hector. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the beginning of the rest of your lives. Just kidding. Welcome to Commencement. Thanks for being here. It's a pleasure to be able to share some words with you. I've done this a few times, and every time it's different because part of life is growth and learning, and I'm sure you've grown and learned having been through this offsite experience. So I'm going to share a few words with you about honor and humility. So for those of you who've gone through discourse, you know I love words, and I love the meaning of words and trying to understand their significance in our lives. And honor is one of those words that is an action word as much as it is a word that describes a certain quality of a person. And when you think about it that way, it really puts into focus the importance of, I think, self-awareness. One of the things we talk about in design discourse is how to be a good designer. And maybe that sounds obvious, but when I say that, I mean a person worth consideration. And a lot of that comes down to your truths, your foundational truths, your morals, your values, and how you put those into action ethically. And my encouragement to you as you embark on this new phase of life after this 12-week intensive, yes, 13 technically, week intensive experience is to really think about that word honor. It means to either hold in respect or have respect for something. So I hope you cherish this experience, the connections you make. I'll tell you what, in my career, maybe this is a little bit of a humble brag, I've interviewed for one job in my life. And partly because your reputation means a lot. Okay, I want you to remember that. Your reputation means a lot. Your attitude means a lot, like Jack talked about, and Kelly to some extent. Be willing to drop that ego, be willing to learn. People are gonna want to work with you. It's gonna be a lot easier if you have respect for yourself and if you have respect for others. And that means moving through the world with kindness, with consideration, not only in your own actions, but in the things you design and you do. How can you design things that are kind to the world at large? I want you to think about that as you move forward. And the other part of honor is to fulfill some agreement. You are going to live with yourself the rest of your life. Sounds obvious, but you have to be honorable to yourself. Okay, you have to fulfill the agreements you make with yourself, and frankly, with others as well. And that'll take you very far, especially as you apply yourself and you commit to be your best self and you work towards those commitments. It's only going to help you in the long run. So just want to leave you with that. Think about your actions, think about your intentions, think about the experience you've been through, and try and respect those. And one final word, even though Offsite is ending, we're still family in the true sense. This isn't just some corporate pitch here. These connections, hopefully you'll be able to tap into for years to come. But with that comes great responsibility. As the wise sage Uncle Ben said, with great power comes great responsibility. So on a serious note though, even though you're not actively in Offsite, I want you to remember the values that we try to espouse. We like to have a good time, right? We like to communicate, to keep in touch, but do so with respect, do so with consideration, do so with kindness. Think about not only how a moment will reflect on you, but how your actions may reflect on this experience that you've been through as well, because that'll go with you for years to come. So thank you so much. I'm honored myself to have learned from all of you, and I look forward to seeing what you all do. Thanks, Hector.
All right, thank you so much, Spencer. So our last instructor that's going to kind of give you some insights and a couple of words, I'd like to introduce you to Michael DiTullo. So Michael, you have the floor.
Hey everybody, how's it going? So good to see you all. I know it's going to seem like all of the instructors compared notes beforehand, but actually we didn't. It's no surprise that a bunch of successful professionals all kind of came to some of the same conclusions. And when Hector asked me to speak on authenticity this morning, one thing that kept coming back to me is this sense that your definition of yourself is your most important asset. And, you know, I think, in my opinion, being yourself is critical to long-term success in this field. Of course, you know, none of us are perfect, right? We all have things we can improve. It's important to benchmark and see what's out there and keep learning. But as a part of that, we need to be ourselves. And that's because when you express who you are, when you're true to yourself, you bring value to the team you're on, you bring value to the work you're doing. And I think it's something that, you know, we don't say enough as designers. I think we tend to kind of look up to certain archetypes, but really, you know, you don't need to mimic other people to be successful. And I think that's, to me, one of the most beautiful things about design is that there's no path to follow. We all blaze our own trails. There's no wrong way to be a designer. So I really want you to kind of embrace that concept, and I want you to kind of go forward and just embrace being yourself as you become successful design professionals.
Thank you so much, Michael. And thank you to all of our instructors. We, you know, Offsite, there's just so many moving parts to Offsite, and our instructors are at the core of it. So thank you so much, everyone. Well said. I really appreciate everyone here, and all the instructors that didn't have the opportunity to speak. You definitely will in the future, but thank you again. You will now hear from our student speakers, and so as they will talk about some of their experiences this spring, I'm excited to introduce you to our first student speaker, Hardik Sharma. And so Hardik, you have the floor if you're there, and we'll get started.
Hey everyone, am I audible to you guys? Big thumbs up would really help. Awesome. So my name is Hardik and I'm based in India. I'm currently pursuing my undergrad and in product design. Hopefully I don't switch up to UI UX, and I won't because I don't like that field. I guess you hate it too. So before I start talking about my journey, I would just like to appreciate all you attending this session. It was a great journey because all of you, your work was amazing. You guys pushed me a lot, and hopefully it was a great experience for all of you. So okay, let's start. Next one, please. So I was really into industrial design and how things function, how forms look, aesthetic and everything. But I just didn't have this direction, didn't have this vision. So as I talk about like why did I join Offsite? So head to next slide. No, awesome. So as you can see, it's a cute little monster. I'll say it isn't cute as it looks in my mind. It's my self-doubt monster. I call it because it blurs my vision. It is always like, okay, Hardik, you are into industrial design, but I won't let you know what you have to do next. And offsite, I got to understand a lot about myself and try to fight with this one. Can you change slide, please? I guess this phrase "change the slide, please" will be our monster active. So yeah, next slide. Yeah. So you see this illustration. Yeah, I made it yesterday. I feel like this was a fight which was going all around 12 weeks with myself, and I had the shield of offsite, and it was crazy because now I had a lot of new directions, a lot of new mentors, and a lot of people who helped me fight this thing. Even with all the little uh, energy that was left in me, I was able to just go all in. Like you see, this Avengers. So all of you are now part of Avengers. I say assemble amazing my all you amazing batchmates, my mentor. Tom, Kelly, and everyone, Hector, you too. Like it was great. So yeah, next one. So yes, I did defeat this monster. Now I have a clear path, clear vision, and Offsite did help me a lot. So replicating the logo was hard, but I did try my best. Please give me marks if you can. So did it help? Uh, uh, I guess I'm not able to. Yeah, I can see it. So now as the path was clear, I got a direction. Next slide, please. So I got a direction, but I got multiple directions, as you will be able to see in the next slide. Yeah. So as weeks progressed, I got to see that industrial design is not only linear. You can go into various fields. You can become a visualizer. You can become an experienced developer. You can become someone who just works to create a product user centric, or maybe something that is very practical to the user, very close to the user. And it is something that changed my perspective because I only thought product design was about making cool stuff that looks cool, that sell well. But then I got this amazing direction that you can see you can see products with users, and that would be the coolest part because those people will be using your product and they will say good things, and then you will that would be your award in the end. So what would be my advice? I hope it helps everyone. So my advice would be, yeah, ask for help if you need. So as this cat you see, I was this cat in my first week because I was very shy to ask for help, and I was like, okay, my English is not that good. Should I turn on my mic? Should I show my face? And I was very shy to write on Slack even. So ask for help because it is the best thing you could do. And you have this whole community of people who are just ready to work, ready to help, and ready to collaborate. Maintain an offsite journal. Why? Because there are a lot of information going on around in every class you go in. It's not only about what they are teaching, but every interaction give you something new. And if you see, I just didn't write those things that were taught by the mentors. I wrote questions that came into my mind. So if there was a certain term that they spoke, so it can be like value engineering. I thought, okay, what is that? Maybe I can search into it. Maybe I can find new ways that I can understand this particular topic. So write all your questions, write everything that you want to know more about instead of just writing things that are being taught to you. yeah, take a new challenge. I want all of you to raise hands and just be happy because we did end our 13 weeks journey. I know all my Indian batchmates would be feeling very refreshed because we had our classes late night. So yeah, take new challenges because it's something different. It is something that we are not used to, but and yeah, certainly people will be doing it part time. They have their jobs, maybe they are doing their colleges. So take it as a challenge because this is something new and try to do new things. Yeah, show up. This thing is really important. I couldn't do it a lot of times because the time was not with me. I couldn't uh, I couldn't let my sleep uh, uh, let my sleep defeat me. So yeah, that happened. So show up, try to, because it is really important. Interact. So interacting with everyone is really important because you will get to understand new things. I see. I did see one of our batchmates just writing in that, can you guys join into this meet so that we you can give me reviews about all the work that I did? And it was something good. I never thought that we could use Slack in such a way, and we could ask other students to hop into our sessions and give us reviews. That was good. Adapt because it is something new. Meetup, yeah. So if someone lives around you, around corner, meetup, maybe ask for personal reviews, maybe ask for genuine criticisms. It helps because sometimes it's really good to just let your ego out and be as genuine as possible, as so that you can get all the genuine reviews possible. Collaborate. So I still have this little picture of all the three people I collaborated with for the sketching session. I still miss you guys, Fajana, Andres, Niarita. If you guys are here, I'm waving to you guys. So yeah, collaborate, learn and relearn. So some things are there and you will think that okay, it's you know it, and you shouldn't learn it or focus on those stuff, but I'd say is like learning it again would give you a newer perspective too. Yes. So I seem to be forgetting all the points that I mentioned, but maybe it's okay for you guys, but so I'm stressing out actually. So do all the assignments that are mentioned in the offsite course, and ask all the questions possible, because sometimes you will miss office hours, sometimes you will miss the classes. So if you are in that zone, ask all the questions that possible. It can be stupid to you, but it can be a very important pointer for someone else. So so my journey, it just summed up, and I want to show you guys my work, and you can judge it by yourself. Did I see any improvement? Just let me know in the chat. So so I used to make all those hot renders, but Kelly in her very second class said this thing is hot sketches, hot renders are just like a hot personality. Once you get to know it, it's all boring and toxic. So it stuck with me, and I became a bit more loose. I started developing my ideas easily, and I started working on communication instead of just working on cute sketches. And I had this question always, that how could my sketch work as a bridge, because it's really hard sometimes for me to convert my sketches to a perfect looking cat. But Kelly helped me a lot with this thing, is how to make sketches as perfect as a perfect looking cat, and how it could work as a bridge between all those different platforms. So storytelling. So this was very hard because I didn't come with a artistic background, and to make human figures was something out of my comfort zone, because I was good with creating cubes and perspective, but human heads were always bigger than the body. But this journey, it helped to create all these cute kids you see in the picture. And that actually I traced it from me, from the photo my mom took of me and my brother. Taking inspiration. So there's always this thing that I like to do is takes inspiration from a particular character and apply it so that it could be understood subconsciously instead of just uh, just that product roles that yeah I am this thing, but yeah. So this working on good renders, but taking really less time, not sitting on couch for 2 3 hours, just applying the lighting, but doing quick sketches and quick lighting did the trick for me. And creating quick renders. So this was done in 10 minutes. Just applied a backplate image, and it happened because I didn't make the whole scene. It's just a JPEG behind. I see you guys supporting me in the chat. It really helps because I'm still stressed out. So in the end, what I would like to show you in this picture is uh, in presentation. It seems that we think that if we don't know Photoshop, we might fail while presenting. But if you know other tools like Keyshot, Procreate, you can do everything in your own way. You can create your own style of presentation. So I used Keyshot and Procreate to show the CMF and everything. I was really bad in compositions. I used to make renders that had white background, plain white background, and it used to look like all those bad images on Amazon. But now I can create those dramas and composition that just bring out more character into renders. So yeah, I did try to make certain illustrations. Just let me know what do you think. So thank you, Michael. I couldn't interact with you in your classes because your classes were at 1:30 a.m. in the morning. But hi to you. And Michael, your classes did help me to understand where I wanted to go, understand all the companies and their working. And I finally can say that if I go to a company, I would look at their org chart for sure. And Dom, I don't know if you are here, but if you are here, you did explain what beauty of constraint is to me. How can I work better with TFM, and how can I look into way around if I want to make a product in a certain way? Kelly, so it's like you helped me to understand how to communicate with a pencil, and those lecture sessions that you in which you shared those videos about how you communicate to your clients and how you accept feedback from them was a gem for me. Kate, the session where you shared how to understand my vibe and how to understand the company's vibe did help me because now I can say that yeah, I want to go into a studio instead of a corporate environment because that is a place which would accept me and which would give me this environment to work and grow into. So thank you. So Jack and Tyler, uh, next slide please. Yeah, Jack and Tyler, the workflow and everything you taught us, it was great. It was not only constrained to CAD and Keyshot, but it did help me to uh, understand forms better, understand compositions better, understand a lot of things better. And my mentor, special thanks to her, Arushi, she handled me every week. Even if I was late, she was patient and she gave me genuine feedback every time. I really appreciate Offsite team to pair me up with such an amazing mentor. So, good news is after Offsite ended, I got my first internship, and they just saw all the work I did from Offsite, and I just got an internship, and I hope it goes great in the next 6 months. So thank you guys. So before I leave, I would just leave you with a quote. So it would be to keep your passion alive and avoid boredom that we do get to happen a lot of time. I would say just try to keep learning new things because it seems like every now and then I'm like, okay, I don't want to do another sketch. Let's hop onto CAD and make something different. And now we have a lot of different websites, different platforms, different software that we can learn just to understand and explore this design domain into a very new extent. So thank you guys. I will pass to Anna. She's also amazing. I hope you enjoy her talk as well. To you, Anna. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. That was awesome. Okay, I hope everyone can hear me okay. All right, I'm gonna get started. So, hello. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Anna. I was a part of cohort 2 this spring, and I wanted to start off by sharing a little bit about my design journey and the puzzle pieces that kind of make me up. So I'm from Washington State. I went to undergrad for product design at the University of Oregon, where I had the opportunity to explore my passions of design and be creative. And I also got to run there. So it was a win-win. But once I graduated, I felt that all of these pieces were a bit jumbled. I was unsure how they fit together. And I couldn't quite visualize what the bigger picture of my design career would look like. Having a background in design was great, but I felt that my design education had left out some major puzzle pieces, like how to actually get my career off the ground and what professionals in the design actually looked like and how I could build my network. So enter Offsite. And for the first time, looking at the courses and speaking to instructors and people in the community, I could begin to see how all these puzzle pieces were going to fit together. Having the opportunity to assess my skills and how I wanted to level up my design career was game-changing. So throughout the course, these classes broke down what a design career could look like and how I could get there. So these are some of my big takeaways: how to tell compelling stories, how to visually communicate big picture ideas, and how to put myself out there and start to expand my network. And these were all pieces of the puzzle that I had never practiced in design school, not at least in the way that Offsite approached them. So storytelling, this in design is so important and super intentional, something I didn't really understand at the beginning of the course, but by the end, I gained a much better understanding. So whether that's composing a story about yourself and your values, or learning how to bring the story of your design to life through journey maps, creating the strong narrative to support your design, for me, really added credibility and it made me feel more confident. And in addition to storytelling, having the visuals to go along with my designs was another huge takeaway. Understanding the design process through a lens that prioritized visual communication at every stage was really impactful. Shout out Kelly. This helped me learn the importance of sketching and the power that visually communicating has, and understanding your target audience and being able to position yourself properly was really, really helpful. And while I learned so many helpful insights, the last takeaway I'm going to share is the power of putting myself out there. So at the start of this course, I challenged to share more of my work and my voice on LinkedIn in hopes of making connections and starting conversations. This was way outside my comfort zone. And at first, I felt like I was just speaking to the internet void, but I quickly started seeing positive engagement and people were interacting with my work, and my network drastically exploded. There's so many people that I met through Offsite, and by reaching out to people, it was really cool, including a long lost cousin who messaged me on LinkedIn, who is also an industrial designer, and he lives in Spain. So that was pretty wild. Would not have met that person had I not started posting on LinkedIn. Anyway, I also wanted to take a moment here to shout out Anson, my mentor, for all of the support. Thank you so much. So putting all of these lessons into use was kind of another beast. I challenged all of these insights to revamping this project. It's a collection of Montessori-inspired toys I called Selly. Here's some before and afters, my sketching, ideation sketches, and here are a couple concept renders before and after. So to any prospective offsiders, kind of ripping through this, sorry. Here's my advice: speak up. This program is definitely what you make it. So ask all the questions and talk to your instructors and try to put yourself out there. Next, I would say soak it all in. Again, 12 weeks goes by so fast. So take advantage of everything while you can. And lastly, be open to surprising yourself and learning new things. And I think you'll really be surprised if you put in the work, the progress that you'll see. So for anyone else feeling like they're missing a couple of pieces to their design puzzle or any other kind of puzzle, hang in there. This is me before Offsite, and this is me after. I'm still working on my puzzle, but I feel a lot more comfortable and confident. So sincerely, thank you everybody who made this possible. I had a blast, and I feel like I learned a lot. And next, I'm gonna hand it over to Julie. Go for it.
Thank you. I really love the puzzle analogy. Hello, I'm Julie, and today I'm going to go through my offsite journey and somehow summarize the last 4 years into the next 5 minutes. So back in 2019, you go to the next slide, please. Some upperclassmen invited me to Square One in San Francisco. I was a second-year design student. I knew nothing about advanced design. I couldn't even name a design studio, and I definitely did not know how to network. I did not network very well at this event, but I did meet one person, and that was Henry Ripley. We followed each other on Instagram, and I thought that was going to be it. But about a year later, I see him posting about this thing called Offsite. He had just finished up the first ever cohort, and the second one was starting soon. So I decided to shoot my shot and decided to apply. Go to the next slide. For full transparency, I did not get in at first, but a few weeks later, a spot opened up and I gladly accepted it. Looking back at that portfolio, it really is a miracle I got in at all. So at this time, I was in my 3rd year of design school in the middle of a pandemic with very low confidence in myself as a designer. Through Offsite, I learned so much, but here are a few of the highlights. In Kelly's class, I learned the importance of sketching to communicate ideas and not necessarily all the hot renders you see on Instagram. In Tyler's class, I learned that CAD models do not have to sit on the ground floor with studio backgrounds, that there is a way to change that. And in CAD's class, I learned to embrace my vibes. And through a much needed heart-to-heart with Kat, I rebranded my entire portfolio, and it ended up being what I wanted and not what I thought people wanted from me. So in the time between that cohort and now, I was able to speak at Square One in 2021 with a few other alumni, including Henry, so it was a very full circle moment for me. I continued working with my mentor, Anna Botany, throughout my senior year, and she ended up mentoring 2 of my senior projects. Go to the next slide. And I also worked with her throughout that summer. And lastly, studio hangouts. If people ask me what my favorite part of Offsite is, I always say it's the community. I think it's so cool to be able to connect with so many people around the world with different backgrounds and experiences. So in 2022, I was able to meet many of them along with many of my instructors at Square One. It was so cool to finally meet in person and socially exhausting, but definitely worth it. We were able to explore the city, hear from designers, and connect in a new way. So if you get the chance to go, I highly recommend. And also go visit the Bean. I went 4 times. It was great. So at that point, I was, done with school, feeling kind of burnt out from the last 4 years. And so I decided to stop taking classes for a while, and I thought it was going to be a long time before I did that again. But then Offsite posted about a brand new class called Breaking In. So I immediately enrolled because I knew it was the perfect next step in my career. In this class, we did many portfolio reviews and an hour-long mock interview. I worked with Amina one-on-one as she went through every single page of my portfolio and gave me specific feedback. I ended up recatting a design I made 2 years ago that I thought I was never going to touch again. So I want to thank Amina for all of her kind words and encouragement to help me make this jump from student to junior designer. So once again, I'm leaving Offsite with a brand new portfolio that better reflects me as a designer and where I am in my career. I've been thinking a lot lately about where I was the first time I did Offsite versus now. And the biggest change I've seen is in my confidence as a designer. I went through 3 portfolio reviews in the last 3 weeks, and for the first time, probably ever, I left them not feeling like a horrible designer, that I wasn't good enough. And this new feeling of confidence and determination has been so valuable. I'm forever grateful for Offsite and all the opportunities and growth it's given me, for all the people I've met along the way, and just to have such an amazing supportive community. So to the current Offsite cohort, congratulations. And to any prospective students, I hope you decide to shoot your shot and get to be part of this amazing experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our 3 wonderful students who represent our community and are at a different place right now in their journey. So we love to give you all a platform, and thank you so much for being so intimate about it. We really appreciate it. Now we get to I have the pleasure of, this is my favorite part of the commencement, because I get to go out into the community and find someone that truly moves me, truly motivates me, and I get to be a student because I get to find a designer that inspires me. So we're delighted to welcome our commencement speaker, Shedrick Turner Jr., as our distinguished commencement speaker. A little bit about Shedrick. He is a multidisciplinary designer. Formerly served as human interface principal on the Apple iOS design team, and is now a product designer at Nike. Born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, he has collaborated with numerous Silicon Valley startups, global brand marketing campaigns, and is a member of the Stanford University Craft Circle Fellowship. His work encompasses branding, art, direction, typography, and digital product. However, his true passion lies at the intersection of curiosity and growth. It is a pleasure to have Shedrick join us. So we're going to turn it over to him as I'm going to stop sharing my screen and have him set up. So please give him an awesome digital applause. Thank you so much for being here, Shedrick.
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. How's everyone doing? Everyone doing good?
Woo!
Amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. Hold on, give me 1 second. Is it sharing?
Yep.
Okay. Can everyone see? There should be a black screen right now.
That's right. You're good to go.
Cool. Okay. So first things first. Hello. I was actually telling Hector earlier, like I've actually never presented before, so everyone just kind of be patient with me a little bit. My nerves are kind of like going crazy, but hello, happy to be here. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And first things first, big congratulations to each and every one of you. You've made the decision to embark on this journey of this thing called design, right? And all of its many forms. And as I'm pretty sure you probably discovered, it's not as easy as people make it out to be. So kudos to you for taking that first step in the completion at the very beginning of your journey. So one of the things that I will implore you to do is to continue to practice as much as you can. And that's in whatever vein of measure that exists in, right? So for me, being classically trained in graphic design, one of the things or ways that I practice is by just making posters, right? And really, it's kind of like my way to kind of like just try things that I've never been able to do before, or some stuff that you just don't get to do in an actual design task or in a brief and stuff like that. So trying different techniques and things of that nature. So continue to practice. And if you ever come across anyone that says that at this stage of their journey, they don't make anything, you probably need to run. You probably need to run very far away from them. I could tell you firsthand that Johnny Ive is 56 years old and he still makes things. So continue to make things, continue to practice, no matter how far you go. Because you really may be surprised in seeing how far you may actually go. Everyone has a different journey. And I've been blessed to learn a few things. So hopefully these things will be helpful for you in your journey. So get out a pencil and piece of paper, and we'll see what we're going to learn here today. So first thing is the act of becoming takes time. So have faith in your own process, right? expectations and the reality of those expectations are never going to line up almost 90 to 100% of the time. So make sure you stay focused on the vision that you have for yourself, because no one is going to be holistically have full insight into how your journey is going to shape out. So be patient with yourself in the process of things. Secondly, don't harbor the burden of what hasn't happened yet. I deal with this a lot, and it kind of centers around imposter syndrome. You don't have control over tomorrow's probability. Your productivity is only measured based on today's issues. So have faith that you'll be able to be equipped with the things that you're going to be able to tackle for tomorrow. Thirdly, be careful of advice given from a place of ego and not objectivity. I forgot who was speaking on this earlier, but just to piggyback off of that, experience is always learned. And a lot of times we gain perspective, but or at least that's what we believe we're getting. We're gaining perspective, but a lot of times it's the perception of a perspective, right? And holistically, you want to make sure that what you're embarking on in your journey and the way that you create things is being vetted from the lens of making you flourish and not wanting to emulate other people. So don't conflate ideas with emotional attachment, and just always make sure you're focused on building solutions to the problems that you're trying to solve. Fourth, favor is not bound to your thoughts or experiences. I know a lot of times in this journey of making things, we have a lot of hiccups along the way, right? And that's normal. But I feel like, especially in our space, we kind of operate from a place of, not believing that a second chance may come or that a great thing only happens just once. And the truth is, great things happen more than once, right? Life is a series of, peaks and valleys. And eventually you'll get to a place where you'll find the favor of a situation that you're looking for. And sometimes you need to be removed from something so you can be set up for success in something else that's better for you. Which brings me to my fifth point, right? Setbacks and comebacks are co-parents in miracles. And this is a very big one, right? Because a miracle or a breakthrough or a discovery in something as it relates to design is equipped and fostered through the hunger that strengthens the promise for you and yourself. And six, you never know how far ahead you are when you're actually paving the way. So stay true to yourself, and you won't really have to fight as many opinions of others as much as you will have to fight yourself. So stay true to yourself and focus on continuing on the right path. It's okay to be quiet and still have impact. I think a lot of times in this industry, we feel like the loudest voice is the one that's the most correct. And that's not always the case. And I myself, being an introvert, can tell you that I win all the time by being quiet. My friends will tell you, I know some of them are like in the chat going crazy right now. But yeah, I do it all the time by just being myself and just being relaxed and chill and just being a good person, And that's literally how this came about. So we're all familiar with the unfortunate, tragic murder of George Floyd that took place in 2020. And, during that time, Tim Cook actually announced to the world that he wanted to curate the first Black History Month watch face for the Apple design team. So I got poached to actually work on that. Little old humble me, sitting in the background. And that was enough leverage, along with all of the other ideas that I had, to get me over to the design team in a lot of ways. So suspend disbelief and criticism at all costs. You don't need 10 years of experience. You just need 10 minutes with the right person. And start positioning yourself to be in that place. Care for yourself and each other. Offer ideas, not opinions. Listen, and above all else, remember who you are when the worst of the unexplainable gets a hold of the light inside of you. I know a lot of times we're so attached to our work, and depending upon, the doors that open up for us, we might get burned. We might get hurt by, just the way people view things. Once again, the perception of a perspective, right? So remember who you are and hold on to that. Congrats once again. Thanks for having me here. And can't wait to see who you become. Go make the future look good.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. That was amazing.
No worries.
Switch over now. Well, thank you all immensely for joining us this afternoon for our 6th commencement ceremony. We are thrilled for you to embark on your new journey, equipped with an impressive array of skills, profound insights, and most importantly, a refreshed perspective on design. This accomplishment wouldn't have been possible without your support. A heartfelt thank you to our mentors who dedicated their time to ready our students for industry, to our sponsors for their generous contributions. We extend our gratitude to our educators, students, guest speakers who shared their valuable time with our students. A special acknowledgement to our commencement speaker, Shedrick Turner Jr., an amazing designer and industry leader. We hope his words have ignited a spark of inspiration for you. Before I let you go, we are thrilled to declare that registration for our Offsite summer cohort is now open for prospective students. All relevant details can be found on our websites. As this is our final cohort for the year, the next one won't happen until 2024, so please seize this exceptional opportunity to enhance your skills and prepare for success. Lastly, I want to express my appreciation to the advanced design team, Tiffany, Bethany, Bitwell, the experience team, FIBA, Chris. This ecosystem thrives because of your efforts, and words cannot adequately express my gratitude. Remember that you're all ambassadors of our brand. Go out there and help us make a positive impact in the world. Thank you. Before I let you go, we're going to conclude with this student spotlight for your enjoyment. And I'd like to shout out Wang, who helped us make this happen. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you very soon.
Everyone has a very different path to discover design. I had a different one. I did chemical engineering in my undergrad and then did MFA in design for my master's. Both of these things are on opposite spectrum, one being very technical, the other being very creative. Offsite was a way for me to bring both these things together. It was basically bringing the technical side as well as the creative side and merging it as industrial design. I felt I had some gaps in my education, and that is where Offsite came in and filled those gaps. I'm Shivangi Chaharia, and I'm an industrial designer based in the Bay Area. My focus in industrial design is in consumer technologies and branding and strategy. So I did my MFA in design at California College of the Arts. In my master's program, we only did a little bit of technical stuff and then a lot of creative art stuff. For me, I realized that was not enough industrial design experience for me. So having that 3-year of education or creative background and merging it with Offsite, where I had 3 months of on-spot education focused specifically on industry needs, was very helpful and very productive for me. The courses at Offsite were very much focused on creating a design workflow that can be actually used in the industry. So, for example, courses like real-world sketching, product visualization, business and manufacturing, design for manufacturing, all these courses were very much helpful and already gave me an understanding on how a studio or a design consultancy might work. It's definitely worth your time as well as money, because it's just 3 months of your time, but you get to learn so much. I feel I did do my 3 years at university, but I learned so much more in my 3 months at Offsite.